you want to go to caramel, and you want to get color, then we go higher than 390 degrees. I mean 290. 390 would give you black sugar. Right now we're at 230, so we're at the thread stage. And thread stage happens right before soft ball. And you can see it mentions here, thread, firm ball, soft crack, hard crack. And hard crack is all the way up here near 300 degrees. So we'll be taking it up just above soft crack. Really to a point where it's going to have some, it's going to be pliable, but it's also going to have very little color. If you're going for clear, that's the way to do it. If you're going to have color in your sugar, you don't want the color of caramel to affect the color that you're intending. So if you had caramel color and you, let's say, were trying to get red, you'd probably get orange. You know, because it'd be that deep yellowish color of caramel plus red will give you that orange. And it's hard to work with that. So if you want to keep it clear, just make sure you watch your temperature really carefully. Watch your temperature carefully anyway. So we're at 235 degrees, and as we keep climbing, you know, we just keep every so often wiping down. It won't be long here before you see all the steam will stop escaping out of here, because what will happen is we get to a point where there's no more water in here, it's only sugar. Every bit of sugar, every bit of water will evaporate it away, and all you'll have left is the sugar. And it will be, at that point, quite warm. So, almost at 240. Once you get up to this stage, the temperature starts climbing faster too. So you have to be on your good, watching the sugar carefully, making sure that you don't end up going too high too fast. Yeah, this one's boiling out. This is old caramel, and it's just, we're just trying to boil it down to a point where it's
just all sugar on the side, and I know making sugar.
Where are we here? We're at softball now. We're at 242. We're going to take it up here to about the hardball stage before we add our tartaric acid. And to estimate, I'm going to go ahead and take this quarter teaspoon measure and I'm going to put in about a quarter teaspoon of this acid solution. That's going to reduce the chances of this crystallizing on its own and will retain the pliability in the sugar that you normally couldn't get off sugar alone. Some people also add glucose, which is an invert sugar. That can help reduce the chances of crystallization as well. I find the acid does just fine. And of course, all of this depends on humidity, the weather, and whether the stars are in alignment. So you got to kind of get used to your weather patterns in your area, kind of ready for the kind of things that your weather's going to be doing to your sugar. Obviously, New Orleans is not the greatest place for sugar, and Las Vegas really is, mainly because of humidity differences. Okay, so now we're up to firm ball, which means we're at 250. We're almost there. And then get ready to put in our tartaric acid. Not to be one to sit around, let's go ahead and wipe down real quick, making sure we don't have any crystals that we don't want. What this does basically is it wipes them down, either gets them gathered on the brush or causes the crystals to dissolve and go right back down to the sugar where they belong. It's very rich, and that's just because it has lots of eggs in it. Very rich ice cream. That's what we call premium ice cream, believe it or not. The more rich, the better.
I like it like that.
Like most people are used to like Breyers, where it's just milk, cream, sugar, and vanilla. It has eggs in it, so it's more clean in the mouth. It has lot less coating in the mouth. But the French style vanilla is what has the eggs in it. I like both, but I grew up on Breyers and I've learned to love French. So. Okay, so we're reaching 260. Go ahead and take a quarter teaspoon of this solution. Mind you, this is 1 ounce of tartaric acid dissolved in 1 ounce of water. You notice it bubbles up a little bit when I put that in there. I'm not going to stir it though. Stirring it would cause crystallization and perhaps occur, so I'm going to let the natural convection that's in the sugar to do the work of stirring it for me. And if we were to add color, this would be the stage to do it. This sugar, if it's not colored, what will happen is it'll be a white satin color. So if we were to pull it without any color in it, it'll be a beautiful like white satin, sort of like the color of white silk. It's really very attractive. And we keep climbing. We're at 270 now.
That's the only thing I did. What temperature are we ultimately going for?
I'm going to go to 290, maybe 295. Usually by the time I get it off at 290 and bring it over to the marble, it's already reached 295 by itself. But at that range, you will have the sugar at the right stage. Now, a lot of people will tell you that it makes a big difference at 5 degrees, and it really does. It makes a big difference. I'm not an expert in sugar, so because of that, I'm not going to profess to know the differences that could occur between 290 and 295. But I think that, in my experience, 290 and 295 is a good range. Some people go higher. It depends on, their experience with sugar.
That was Alaska.
Now we're up to, we're there already, believe it or not.